What up guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and today I think is a good day to talk about my frame. I'm doing a little bit of work on it and everything, and so that way you guys could see into the components and everything I use, and I could go over like just the frame as being production now, since it's kind of gone through the whole prototype stage and everything, and now I finally have production of it. It's available through the ETHiX website. You could go to the Tbs website and get it, and I know people are already buying it and everything, and I'm super stoked on that. Thank you guys very much if you have bought the frame already. And yeah, like that being said, let's just dive into it. So this is pretty much like the box that it comes in, which I'm pretty stoked. I like these like pizza box style boxes. This one's empty because I've already used everything in there, but for the most part, we could go over like the top plate. So this is the top plate that I usually, let's just go over every component that I use. I use a Gowie strap with the Hero 6, the inside of these things. I don't know if all of you have ever seen a Gowie strap. If you're wondering like why me, Steel, I'm pretty sure like Kevin, Stinger Swarm, a lot of us use these is mainly because of this like silicone on the inside. I could literally put this around the Hero 6 and punt a football with the front of my quad, and this just kind of just sticks to it really nicely on the foam wedge right here. That is another question a lot of people ask, is like, what is your foam wedge? I know you could buy wedges now from like Impulse RC. They have like ones that are pre-cut. I use the yoga mat foam. It's like a foam block that you could buy off of Amazon. I think you can even buy them at like Target and Walmart and places like that. That's all I use, is just cut out a piece of foam, put a little bit of some Velcro on there so it holds everything in place how I want. This is at about a 30-degree angle, I'd say, like 30, maybe 35, somewhere around there. It kind of gets squished down a little bit once I cinch it down, so give or take. But that's usually the angle that I fly at, and this is just like a foam mat type of material. I got this stuff originally. I would get it like off Amazon. I found it, I liked it. Whether it was cold or hot or anything, this stuff didn't move my battery around. That's why I like this one compared to like the harder material, and the all the production stuff's pretty much made out of this now, which is awesome. It's like the same stuff. I use like one of these little straps too. I like a little strap and a fat strap for my battery. Tbs Triumph Antenna. This is like the best antenna out there, really, which I like. The other ones I like are, I don't even know. It's the little ones everybody makes. The can't think of the name. Pagoda. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong, but somebody will correct me. TBS Unified Pro HV. This guy's been on here for a hot minute, no pun intended. These do get pretty hot, but yeah, I just run it along the bottom like this. I put a little bit of double-sided stick just to protect everything from touching the carbon, just in case. And this top plate, if you can see here, there is 4 holes on this top plate, and what this is for is you could add this little it's like a vibration dampening mount. When I put this frame together, I basically took the best cues of different frames that I liked through my years of flying and everything. And when I was flying the blackout frame around like 2015, I think it was, you'd have this. You'd have this little like vibration anti-jello mount type of thing for your HD cam, and it would mount on top. The problem is that it would always rip off. Your HD cam would go flying, and it kind of sucks. So what you do is just put some zip ties around here and kind of like just squish it up, and that's basically what I do. There's a couple other mounts you could put on there, not at this angle. It's actually flat, and then I put the same foam wedge on top of this, and it's kind of squished like that on the other side. But yeah, there's 2 different options. So if you're getting a lot of vibration and everything into your HD cam, mainly jello is the main like thing that this fixes. Sorry. And if you're having that issue, then it's good to use this. when I pretty much have a fresh setup and the bearings are good and everything's nice, I don't use it. That's why I made it so where, you know, I could use this if I want. I could just use the regular foam pad, just like a normal top plate, and it's just more versatile that way. So the thing is, with 6-inch mini quads, Jello's just there. It's a factor that it's hard to get rid of. But with a fresh build, I could work my way around the Jello and the vibrations and everything. It's just once the bearings and the props and things are unbalanced and whatever, then I usually put this guy on, and that's why it is incorporated in this frame, and that comes from the Blackout. The rest of the top plate is pretty minimal. I just have a cutout here so you could kind of get a little bit of a relief for the antenna, as well as just 2 mounting positions. This holds the antenna in firmly. You don't need any more than that. I don't really care for a bunch of extra holes or anything, especially like to lighten the frame, like the top plate. It doesn't bother me having a little bit of extra weight, especially with a 6-inch quad. You won't feel it just because of so much thrust and everything it has already. It actually, I find it the little bit heavier the quad, the better. You get more of like a huck of momentum over things, and it just seems better to have a little heavier quad. So that being said, let's go into the guts of everything here. In the front here, you have like a Tpu mounted cam. Like, I guess this is like the cam plates that you would normally see. Like they're the carbon ones that are on most of the frames. I know a lot of different companies use this TPU style, and I do have a cutout in this frame. I should grab another frame to show you, but it's covered by this skid plate. I never liked the frames that had just like a protection or something like a hard style protection from a standoff or anything like that, because that still takes a lot of impact. When I take the impact on this TPU mount, you could see there's some give and everything in here. It's going to hit this bottom skid plate first. I kind of just thought of it like as like a motorcycle skid plate, since I do a lot of those things. It's just going to take some impact, and you can see it kind of just gets scuffed up here. That's it, and it like offers full protection here and keeps a lot of the dust and everything from getting through the holes on the bottom of the frame, because I mean, you get enough dirt and everything from here. I don't want it coming in from anywhere else. So those 2 things are pretty much it, and being able to have that skid plate and everything. I have a lot of like beef left on the carbon, like where the hole is. I should grab another frame over here. Give me 1 second. You can see this is the hole here. There's quite a bit of material left. That was my main concern, was can this take a hit without breaking? And I haven't had trouble with a lot of direct hits. This is very curved. Like, I did a lot of curved edges everywhere, just so it takes a lot more of the impact. You don't have sharp hits to anything. It absorbs the impact a lot better going around this whole area, so you won't really get any breaks or any cracks in anything. So that's why I did that. That's why there's a lot of just like nice flowing angles everywhere on this frame, just for impact, because you usually hit the edges. You don't really always hit everything directly on. Especially with a 6-inch frame, the props are so big, most likely you're going to hit props first and come in at an angle. That's why I did that. Sorry, I'm trying to go as fast as possible because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I feel like I do want to talk about all this stuff. I use the Foxeer Predator camera. I've really liked this camera now that it's came out. It's been one of the best images on a camera that I've used so far. I know some people out there said they had a couple issues with them or something, but I think it was just QC issues. The actual camera performs very well, and I like it. I run the Betaflight F4 board. This is a like an all-in-one type of board. I've liked it so far. I think they have an F7 out now, and I haven't had a chance to get my hands on it yet, but I'm sure I will, and I'll test it out. But I do like all the capabilities of this board. That being said, I try and do everything as proprietary as possible, the Betaflight, just because I like the thought of everything being proprietary. The issue I'm having is with the ESCs. I love these ESCs. It's probably one of the best ESCs I've ever used. The only issue is that the RGB LED and this little guy here, just actually these components just on this side are very, very sensitive to just breaking off in high impact type of like hits or a light prop strike or anything. And I've had to use, got them somewhere around here, these covers that I printed out. These covers kind of just go over here. You can still see your light, and they have worked pretty good in preventing things from breaking. But the issue is I'm having to hot glue the components and everything down, which sucks. I really, really don't want to do that. But that's the best way I've came around protecting everything, is hot gluing that, putting a little bit of like shrink wrap on there, putting this guy on, and then I'm okay. The other issue is there's the little telemetry pad right here. This tends to get ripped off. Like you could see this one here. You lose your battery telemetry, and then yeah, that kind of sucks because you don't know how much battery you're using. So then you have to go into Betaflight and just put it to normal battery voltage coming in here, which isn't that bad either. I mean, for me, battery voltage is battery voltage. I just need a little indication, so that's not that big of a gripe. It's more the components getting mangled, and then I'm pretty much, this is rendered useless because I can't fly because my motors won't spin up. So that's what I use in the center section here. It's got the 6-inch arm profile is pretty skinny, and a lot of people have commented, why is it so fat in these areas? Well, I used a skinny arm all the way into here and everything, and I just found out that for some reason when I did this design, this little like tennis racket, whatever you want to call it, design where it's wider here, I got less vibes into the frame and everything from the 6-inch props. So I went with this style. I didn't have any like scientific evidence of like putting some sensors to or anything to read off of it. All I know is the skinnier arms that I had on here didn't work as well as having this profile here. So yeah, I left it. It didn't really bother me too much having it a little bit fatter towards the ends here. I actually liked it being a little fatter on the ends. Makes it look a little bit different than what's out there. And I already know a lot of people were saying like, okay, this is like, you made an alien, you copied this or you copied that. I didn't really copy any of those frames. The ones I mainly mashed up was the Blackout, the Drone Wolf Pup, and the Alien. Those are the ones I really looked at from previously flying them over the years, and I kind of took the best things I liked about it and what I would want to change myself and everything and put it into this frame. So yeah, you kind of have like my twist on the best possible frame I could think of, with eliminating things like vibration and jello in my video and just things like that. This is like my overall best package, basically my refinement of a frame. And that's a lot of things that we're focusing on with ETHiX anyways, is refining the whole process of the products and everything that we're doing with just the experience that we have. So yeah, going back into this, that's why the arms are bigger. I use these little guys to just, it's a little softer vibration type of thing for the ESCs. That helps there. I don't use any caps. I've been running 5S and haven't had too much noise or anything in my system with this board, which maybe I'm lucky with. Maybe I'm lucky with these ESCs being so good with all the caps on the bottom. Yeah, I just haven't had to put any extra caps on there yet, so you haven't seen me mess with that or do anything there yet. This board, you guys probably just know info on it. It has OSD. It runs everything through here. It's a nice board. I get mine through FPV Model, and yeah, they do pretty much all the stuff for Betaflight, I believe, as well, because you can see FPV models on the actual components. So let's see, going into everything else, I do use these little rubber soft mount little jello things. You can see the movement in here. These you can pretty much get these like I think everybody online sells a version of this now. But that I do use those for the board. Definitely, like I said, everything to just minimize vibration is what I'm looking for. Alright, heading into the back side of the frame here, you have two little slots on each side. The narrow slots I use for the micro RX crossfire. The bigger ones you could use for X4R XB from FR Sky. You have these like pass-through holes here. This is for your flight controller, so that way everything is pretty much secured here. You won't have a bolt or anything basically break off or something in a hard crash, and your flight controller is bouncing around. It's sunken in. It's a lot better to have it done that way. I just use some little foam pads here for my landing gear basically, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mount in an L pattern for my crossfire antenna. I just use zip ties and a little shrink wrap around here to hold it on. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but that's pretty much the whole setup of my frame here. I try to go as minimal as possible with the frame. Just basically what I need to get a good running frame, good video, everything. I didn't need all the extra bells and whistles on it. I just wanted something that was really easy for you guys to also build, which is something I wanted. If you were to like break an arm, you could just take out these 3 bolts. It slides out, you slide a new one on, it's ready to go. So everything's easy to repair, and you have, like, you know, the nice mounts here. These don't really get damaged or anything. Not a lot of things to break on this frame. A lot of curvature and everything to take away of stress. It is a little bit dropped, a little bit lower than, like, say, your 30mm standoffs. These are at 23mm. But besides that, that's pretty much it. For things I've been testing out this microphone here. This is adjustable gain mic. It says Max 4466. I don't know what exactly, if that is the name of the mic. I just been testing a couple different ones. This one here wasn't very good. This is a Flytron microphone. I really didn't like this one. I used this one out of an earbud. This one was pretty good, but it was really like tingy kind of sounding. So I'll play around with this one and everything, let you guys know an update on how that's going. But yeah, I just kind of want to find a good mic that's a standalone mic that I could use in any frame, or you guys could use in any frame, and get that going. But I'm gonna finish buttoning everything up on the frame here, get out somewhere to go fly, and yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me on buying this frame. Like I said, check everything out at ETHiXLTD.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have some flight videos with this guy here. Peace.